couple of weeks. This will be a 30-minute webinar with a Q&A session after the first 30 minutes. So again, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Today, we're going to be speaking about how to use lead KPIs to manage your company more effectively. We're going to be showcasing our business management system, Presto PDCA, in particularly the KPI management function, and we're going to be focusing on lead KPIs. So a little bit about the agenda. We're going to talk a bit about myself and Chris Wellard, who's on the line as well. Quick review of who this product is for. We know who the product is for. We kind of have a good understanding of who the product isn't for. We want to share that with you. Then a couple of minutes just to speak about the offer. Then we're going to speak about how our solution allows you to manage your company's operating model, which is a prerequisite prior to using it to manage projects, KPIs, documents, and so forth. And then we're going to go dive into the lead lag KPI demo on the dashboard so you can understand what's the difference between lead and lag KPIs. And I'm going to show you my own portfolio of lead KPIs so you can see how I manage my company leveraging lead KPIs and how I use this system to push myself and my team to work better, quicker, and more effectively. So again, thanks for joining us. I see a bunch of people that have come in since we kicked this off. Thank you. My name is Andrew Lenti from Top Technical Intelligence. My partner is on the line, Chris Wellard, and we're management consultants. We've launched the product that you're about to see today back in 2017. As consultants utilizing Presto PDCA, we have experience in multinational companies as well as small companies. I started my career in finance. Chris started his career. I spent a lot of his career in transport, but since we launched this product in the market, we've been everywhere from manufacturing to telco to pharma. The product is very lean focused. We have a lot of lean clients, and you'll see why. If you're not familiar with the product already, the way the product allows you to structure your company's operating model and look at it through the lean lenses. Today, we're going to focus specifically on the balanced scorecard, a lean-friendly philosophy. So a little bit about who this product is for. So we've been in the market for a while now. We're approaching, next year will be our 10th year in the market. So what's important is that the users of our product need to be companies that are growth focused. They need to be companies that are ready to take on an additional activity to actually get the returns in the mid and long term. So what we mean by this is this product is for senior managers who are looking to automate daily discipline. This is for companies that realize it's important to have a daily discipline. We don't have it, or we do have it, and we understand that if the better our daily discipline gets, the more effective, the more efficient our company is. This is a product for team leaders looking to increase urgency and accountability. This is a product for decision makers looking to increase transparency. As you're going to see from the dashboard, this product is all about top-down helicopter view of your company, giving you the possibility to zoom in and collaborate and coach the team leaders, coach the staff who are actually, in many cases, feeding whatever's on your dashboard, whether it's KPIs, projects, or whatnot. This product is for cost controllers looking to squeeze savings from their company. Speaking personally, the KPI module, the KPI reporting, which you're about to see today, has saved us so much time, aggravation, and financial savings in the long run for the mere fact that we're able to manage our relationships better. We're tracking hours with customers. We're tracking hours with service providers. We're tracking disputes. We're tracking hours spent in disputes. And these are all things that, that sounds negative, but once you track these on a daily basis in an easy manner and you start reporting these back to your touch points, to the companies that you're working with, and in the end, it allows you to have a more meaningful relationship, a more meaningful, transparent relationship that allows you to be non-confrontational when you want to engage performance-driven, performance improvement opportunities. It's a product for businesses looking to be more data-focused and so forth. Who's this product not for? Could put a good list in front of you, but most importantly, this product that you're going to see today It's not for somebody looking for a silver bullet where you're going to log in and 5 minutes later you're going to have a magical revelation that your company is all of a sudden going to go from level 1 efficiency to level 10 efficiency. No, this is a product. This is a product where you need to integrate. You need to think about a few things, and it forces you to think about some things that you probably never thought about before, especially from an operating model structure point of view. This is not a product for companies that don't have an appetite to invest in daily discipline. That's one of the first things we say when we bring on board new clients. We're looking for at least a few users in the company, whether it's a big company or small company, should be in the system daily, making sure that the information is fresh and the dashboard is refreshed. So anybody that decides to look at it is seeing things in real time. It's not a product for companies that don't actually take the time to review performance. And of course, today I'm speaking just about the KPI management features. If we're speaking about project management or audit or skills management, I would be speaking differently about what you see on the slide right now. But from a KPI point of view, this is a product that allows you to really capture your activities, measure your activities. But one of the biggest lessons learned, anybody that's ever been involved in performance activities, is if you don't take the time to actually look at the numbers. And when I say take the time, I'm not just talking about the people that make the numbers, but actually the senior management. If senior management doesn't look at the numbers and actually take the time to make decisions based on those numbers, well, you're probably not just wasting the time of the person creating the report, but you're also wasting the time of the company that's actually looking at the report but not doing anything. So the point is that if you want to use what you're going to see today, it's important that you actually make time to review numbers, to review your reporting. This is not a product for someone looking for instant results and no patience to put in the work. And when I say put in the work, I'm saying you need to put at least a couple of days in. Or to be honest with you, from an hours point of view, 3 to 4 hours, you would be up and running, and you'd be in a good position to see how your future looks and how easy it is to capture these things. But of course, you need to spend a little bit of time. So again, I wanted to spend a moment just to explain to you the level of investment you put in there, because we definitely don't like to create bad experiences or work with customers that aren't actually interested in this type of activity. So if you're interested in the product, just to get this out of the way, you can buy it online. If you're in Europe, you can see it's 22 euros. It may have gone up since I made this slide, but not by too much. But that's the plan you need to invest in to have KPI management. All the KPI management features today, that's what we're going to be covering. And special offer for everybody that registered for this webinar. We're giving you a 25% lifetime discount. So if you sign up for this product, we're going to give you a coupon for a 25% lifetime discount. Whether you buy it monthly or whether you buy it annually, that's valid from the beginning until the end of your subscription. And we're also going to throw in 2 1-hour setup training sessions with someone from our team. So if you sign up for the product, we'll be available for 2 1-hour sessions just to make sure you get everything up and going, and that we can actually put you in a position to start tracking some KPIs that are good for your company. So how do you collect this coupon? Immediately after this webinar, you'll be getting a thank you email. In that thank you email, you can book a call with us. As long as you book a call before the end of day today, it doesn't have to be today. In fact, it won't be able to be today. But as long as you book the call today for next week, next month, whatever, you'll get the coupon for 25% lifetime discount. So the website is www.topt.com for those of you that don't know us. Okay, so going into the software, first thing I like to talk about is that the software allows you to see your company from the top down. It allows you to understand what your business operating model is. So if you take a look, here's a manufacturing company, the famous DuPont Toys, Swiss mid-size toy manufacturing company. And there's Samuel looking at his company, looking at his 6 direct reports. And when he looks at his company, he sees that he has 6 direct reports underneath him. There's a total of 32 teams that are actually baked into his reporting line, total of 127 staff members, and a total of 204 business processes. So really quickly, let's go take a look at my company. So here we are. You can see, here's our dashboard, and you can see we have headcount, we have processes, And just to take a look at what our operating model looks like. When you click on the pictures, you go team by team, you can see what everybody does. So you can see this is our C-suite, Alessandro. We got Chris as our head of change management, Martin, our CFO. There's Eowyn, business development. There's myself as the head of operations, or COO, however you want to call me. And there's Binoy Mohan, the head of our product development team, who actually make the software. So what you can do, if you really want to take a look at your company, this is also, if you're looking for an org chart solution, this might be something that solves your problem, because from here you can actually see everybody that works in your company, and you can start navigating around who does what. So you can see in strategy and development, in Chris, we have PMO and change management. We also have strategy and performance, where we're tracking all our metrics. In the finance and legal, there's our friend Martin. You can see he's the head of finance and legal. You can see he's wearing multiple hats. He's the head of compliance. He's the head of corporate admin. He's the head of finance, head of HR. There's Alessandro in his legal role. And there's Amarni. He's our external service provider that handles all our merchant of record activities, all of the online sales type stuff. From business development, you can see, and we're going to spend a lot of time in this today. There's Eowyn, who's driving our business development. We have marketing, strategic sales, and partnerships. We have our sales team. There's me again. And then we have a few people that are supporting us. Operations, you can see there's me acting in my customer success role. There's our partner, Vanni Fiorentini, as helping us with operational readiness, product design, innovation. And there's our product team. These are the people that are making the software. That's Binoy Mohan, the managing director of our product and IT team. But there's Aaron, our designer, Ramesh, our key product senior developer, system admin, and then our website management team. So it's a good way for you to box up your company and start mapping your KPIs team by team. Today, we're going to spend a lot of time in marketing. So what we'll do is we're going to jump to the marketing team shortly. So you can see marketing, we have content management, outreach management, website and sales, SEO, and then media and publicity partnerships. Now, just a note, a lot of the people you see here, they're not actually employees, they're actually partners in the company. But if you're a small or mid-sized company, you realize a lot of time you have external service providers. They're baked into your actual organizational structure. So keeping our operating model in mind, I like this expression here: efficiency is doing things right, effectiveness is doing the right thing. So the point of today's webinar is to talk about lead KPI management. So what are lead KPIs? If you were in our last webinar, this is going to be a little bit of a rerun, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper today. Lead KPIs are the cause of your success. They're the things that help you get the good results, and those good results are your lag KPIs. And a couple examples. Let me start on the right-hand side. If I want to increase my number of social media followers, that's the lag KPI. At the end of every month, I want to know how many new social media followers did we get. Well, how can we actually positively increase that? Well, one of the things you can do is a lead KPI, number of marketing campaigns launched on social media. Now, another way I like to promote this, 99% of the time, your lead KPIs are completely controllable. They're the things that you're scheduling. They're the things that you're pushing yourself to do more of. And hopefully you'll see that when I show you my own lead KPIs. Number two, if we want to decrease the number of work accidents on the shop floor, one of the things you can do is increase the number of safety audits. The more safety audits you have, the less accidents you'll have on the shop floor. Number three, you want to increase sales revenue. So one thing you can do to increase sales revenue is you can increase the number of sales-related training classes completed. And you'll notice a lot of lead KPIs are very training and research oriented. The more you invest in R&D, the more you put into something, the better you're going to get out of it from a reporting, from a lag point of view. And then finally, number of new products launched. Best way to launch products is to dedicate budget. So in this case here, we have a lead KPI that's actually tracking how much we're putting in dedicated to R&D activities. So what you'll see on the dashboard, we're using the balanced scorecard to frame, to box up our KPIs. You have financial KPIs, which are how the shareholders see you. You have client KPIs, which is how your clients view you. You have process KPIs, is where you can really see opportunities to improve. There's where you have the most control, saying, okay, these are our processes. These are the things that, and these are the opportunities to make our customers happier by actually improving internally first. That's the processes, and of course, learning and growth. How can we harness our ability to change? Those are your innovative research, R&D type focused, people focused KPIs. So if we take a look at our marketing team, you can see Lead KPIs. Some examples are number of newsletters we send, number of outreach emails, number of hours we spend in video training classes. So that's a huge thing. If you're making a lot of videos in marketing, obviously the more training you do on the video software, the better your videos are going to be. Number of brochures that you put out, number of videos. Notice how these are all things that you can push yourself to control. Whereas from a lag KPI point of view, you don't really have as much control of how much you spend on digital marketing, how many LinkedIn contacts you acquire, how much you spend on software, how many number of leads, in other words, potential customer prospects you acquire. These are all things that they get better the more you focus on your lead KPIs. So if I jump to a dashboard, we're back on marketing. So I'm just going to click on Robin. There's a little card that tells you all about what Robin does. You can see she's the outreach manager. I'm going to jump straight to the marketing team. You can see here we are on the marketing dashboard, and you can see total of, hold on a second, I'm going to close a couple windows for performance. And we do get a bit of slowness with the Zoom, by the way, because of the bandwidth. So here we are on the marketing dashboard. You can see here's the team. These are the activities. These are the processes. And let's take a look at the lead KPIs. I'm going to do a filter here. This button here shows me everything. And you can see we have productivity KPIs, number of content-based publications, number of events in participation, so number of participation in promotional events. So we want to make sure we participate. We want to have visibility in the market in certain high profile events a couple times a year. Outreach campaigns. We want to send a number of messages to first level prospects, post 1 time per day on the company social media page, post 1 time per day in a company discussion groups. Number of hours worked on focus activities, number of hours spent fixing the website. That's a lead KPI. That's something that you can say, you know what, the more time you push yourself working on the website, the better I can expect, more efficient I can expect my website to be. Number of hours of training dedicated, number of hours dedicated to video making training, as I mentioned before. So you can see that's what we got. Those are lead KPIs. Lag KPIs, click this again. Advertising spend, the amount of euros we spend on social media adverts, number of euros we spend on software, social media growing, number of followers acquired, number of contacts acquired, number of newsletter followers acquired, number of customers acquired, number of missing sales focused pages on the website. What else? And number of outreach campaigns. So you can see, you separate your leads from your lags, and you start to be able to understand where you're actually going to be identifying what your to-do lists are for you and, of course, all the people on your team. Just a little bit about reporting. So Presto offers a bunch of different reports like trend charts, train charts, bowler charts, Pareto charts for root cause analysis. Let me see if we can take a look at a couple. How about number of articles published on LinkedIn? So I can see here, if I want to know how many articles did we publish on LinkedIn this year, and you can see over the course of the year, we've published 56 articles. What about over the last 12 months? We've published 70 articles. So this is a very useful report to track expenses, to track commitments, disputes, customer complaints, all that type of stuff. Number of hours in video training. So what you can do here now is you can just scroll through your different KPIs, and you can select KPI per KPI. So you can see we spent 65 hours in video training activities in the last 12 months. So again, this is a great way to track your KPI, report your KPI, and then have a conversation with the person responsible for the process to figure out how to improve the performance of the KPI. So right now, what you've seen everything. You've seen the company. You've seen all of the data for the company, which is great. But of course, the big question is how do we manage it? How do we get all that in there? Now, of course, before you had business management systems like this one, before you had SaaS platforms, people using spreadsheets, and the possibility to track all these things individually, it was very difficult. And obviously there's always a time lag, and the word real time really was non-existent. So what we're saying is once you have the perfect set of KPIs in your portfolio, you can track them on a daily basis. I'm going to show you today how I track all mine. So what we have is we have the KPI Connect input console where you have all your KPIs listed, and you're using this column over here, just tabbing through, putting numbers in there on a daily basis. And those numbers are things that you're actually tracking. Those are things that you're responsible for, or obviously that somebody else is tracking and you're watching it. So you're putting numbers in there. If anybody has any overdue things, you can see there's 9 overdue records here. If you click on that, you go straight in there and you can capture those records really quickly. We're not going to talk about it today, but we have a nice push alert system. So what you can do, you can send an email to the owners of the KPI, anybody that's in the ratio matrix, and remind them that they need to update the KPI, or ask them to send observations, or send a root cause, or create an action plan for a KPI that's underperforming. But again, today we're just going to talk about capturing lead KPIs. So what does that panel look like? So I'm going to stop over here. Here I am on the dashboard again. And you can see I got 86 open KPIs. And basically these are all of the KPIs that I see here. It's because I'm put in the ratio matrix. So they're not all my KPIs, but I'm in the ratio matrix either as not just as responsible, maybe as informed, maybe as consulted. So you can see here, these are all the KPIs on the input panel. And what we're gonna do, you're gonna see we have our different management reports. So if I wanted to go back to my dashboard and say, show me all, let's go back to the top of the company. I'm going to just click that, and it takes us all the way back to Alessandro's level. And I can say, okay, the management reports we have in this company are based on productivity, either from a software development side, or productivity from a client acquisition and client service side. And you'll see here the management reports that I'm tracking. These are all our product development KPI. So this is the report I would review with Binoy if we're talking about staff salaries, uptime, downtime, milestones. If we're talking about client and partnership expectation management, this is sales and customer service. Now, keeping that in mind, I'm going to jump now back to our KPI input panel, and you can see here. Here's my management reports again. So if I want to say, show me from a product development point of view, this is our daily product delivery input panel. So I'm going to show you quickly. If I want the percentage of day that was dedicated to the audit features, and I know I've been working with the developers this morning, so I know nobody was working on that today. So 0 percentage of day dedicated to BPM features, 0 percentage of the day dedicated to our ideation module, 0 percentage of the day dedicated to media and documents module, 0 PDCA module. We had a person work full day, so that's 100%. On the KPI module, we had a person work, actually we had one person and another person work a few hours. So I'm going to put 1.25 on that one. And talent management module, 0%. And then you can see here, this is all stuff related to product management, the project team. So percentage of the day lost to unexpected absence. So here, if somebody unexpectedly decides to leave or doesn't come in, we're tracking those things. And at the end of the month, at the end of the year, when we speak with the director of the department, we're trying to figure out how much time we lose to unexpected absences. I'm not going to go through all of this because I want to spend more time on the leads. So keeping the leads in mind, keep in mind, we call this the quarterly shot clock. So on a daily basis, you got team leaders. They're spending most of their time looking at lead KPIs, some lag KPIs, where you got middle management. They're still looking at lead KPIs, but they're starting to have more lag KPIs, whereas senior management on a monthly basis are looking more at lag KPIs and some lead KPIs. And on a quarterly basis, you have your board of directors. They just care about lag KPIs. The famous quarterly meeting, it might not last more than an hour and a half or 2 hours. They just care about lags. What did we make in sales? What's our net income? What's our earning before interest and taxes? Those type of things. So, but of course, before you give them a report that they're going to be satisfied, you need to perform, and you need to start at the team level, making sure your processes are efficient. So keeping that in mind, this is I just threw these into PowerPoint so you can see quarterly lead KPIs. You can see from a lead point of view, what are we doing? We're tracking the number of board meetings and the number of financial reports created. So again, these are things you can control. So obviously, we want to do one board meeting a quarter. We want to do one financial reporting produced a quarter. But of course, these are things, if you're not paying attention, you could drop the ball and it's not going to happen. So that's why these are lead KPIs. From a monthly lead KPI, what are we thinking about? We're thinking about new updates and announcements to our clients. So at least twice a month, we want our clients to get an email from us telling them there's new features, this is where they are, this is how to use them. Webinars, we want to do at least 2 webinars a month. We want to publish at least 1 article or case study a month on our website. We want to do at least 1 advert a month. We want to publish at least 1 YouTube video a month. AI discussions. Now, this is an R&D related one. These are discussions with industry experts on AI, on how to integrate AI into a SaaS product. That, as you can imagine, as a software producer, we're very interested in this topic right now on how to integrate AI into the solution that you're seeing right now. In this one, we have we want each director of the company to have at least 1 AI discussion a month with someone in the market, someone in the industry. R&D, each director should do at least 1 audio book, read 1 book per month. SEO fixes on the website. We want to spend at least 18 hours a month making sure the website is super effective when it comes to SEO, that the Google bots, when they land on it, they say, wow, this is a fresh website and the information is very efficient. Outreach effectiveness. We want to make sure that we review all of the email outreach that goes out, that it's effective and that people aren't bouncing, people aren't dropping out of our email chains at least twice a month. And then finally, lead generators. We want to create at least 1 high value content offer per month. So you can see these are all things that you can control, but they're obviously big commitments. Weekly KPIs, which we've classified, these are also high commitment things. You want to do a lot of, review client. You want to review client situations, your project portfolio, outreach, you want to review your newsletters. And you can see there's a lot of things at the weekly level. And then this is the daily stuff. So from a daily thing, we want to make sure at least you're reaching out to 5 prospects a day from a marketing point of view. You want to launch and analyze aligned outreach email sequences. At least 100 cold emails a day need to be sent out. You want to post at least 1 time a day on the social media pages. And of course, you want to review next planning activities for the developers at least once a day. So when the developers come into work the next day, they're not stuck with nothing to do. And then all of a sudden you go into a crisis mode because you didn't figure out what was high priority. So see, I'm stuck on time. So I want to show how that looks really quickly. So what that looks like, how my day looks. Review my daily lead KPIs in the morning. So I'm coming here. The first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at my daily lead KPIs. And here are my daily lead KPIs. And what happens when you look at this, you start to get a good understanding what your day looks like. So I can see number of emails sent, number of meditations performed. You can see I got some personal health ones in here for myself. Number of next day planning activities for product development, number of outdoor fitness sessions, number of push-ups, okay, number of warm qualified leads added to our opt-in list. Post 1 time a day in our discussion group, post 1 time a day on the LinkedIn page, send 7 messages per day to high-level prospects. So you can see these are all things we want to get done every day. And when the day starts, I might say, guess what? I started this morning with a great meditation. There it is. So one of my KPIs is done. What else are we doing? Review and close daily lead KPIs. So this, I'm watching this all morning. I'm just trying to close these guys all morning. These are things you want to do every day. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't, obviously, depending on how issues pop into the day. But then at this point, at midday, I like to plan for next day. So what I'm doing is I have my own lead KPI report for next day planning. And this is basically taking into consideration everything. And and this basically tells me how many things I put on my calendar for next day, whether it's now or whether it was already there. How many health and R&D activities do I schedule for tomorrow? How many PDCA reviews for my clients do I put on my calendar for tomorrow? How many outreach management quality activities do I schedule for tomorrow? And here's where I'm just coming here and putting a 0 or a 1. So if I know tomorrow I'm going to be doing a R&D activity, I'm going to put a 1 in there if it's on my calendar. So at that point, review and close weekly and monthly KPI. So here's where I believe separates the real efficient companies from those that are still struggling. It's when you're looking at the stuff that you can't do every day. It's the weekly and the daily and the monthly stuff. So if I take a look at my monthly KPI, because if you take a look at monthly KPIs, there's things on here that are going to take a lot of, they're going to take a good amount of hours, maybe 5, 7, 10 hours, but they're going to get done only once or twice a month. So these are the things that if you don't pay attention, you drop the ball. So create 2 advert posts per month on our website. That's a half a day's piece of work. So what you're doing here is you're constantly reminding yourself that you have to do these things. And so you know what, this thing here, I'm going to do it on Thursday. And you jump to your calendar and you put it on there and you actually highlight that you've actually planned it. Number of hours spent on SEO fixes, number of new lead generators created. That's a 3-day job right there. So you're constantly reminding yourself that you have these lead KPIs that are not that easy to track on a daily basis, but you remind yourself every day that you need to get that done for the month. And then and then again, planning for next day. I'm constantly looking at that report for next day planning. And then finally, you want to just close everything that's still open. So at the end of the day, everything you see here for me is all closed, and I have my calendar planned for the next day, and I have a good understanding of I can close the day knowing that when I start tomorrow morning, my calendar's set up, my team's calendar's set up, especially the developers, and we all know what we're doing. So anyway, I appreciate your time. See, I ran a little bit over. Thank you very much. We still have a lot of people in here. I'm going to hand it over to Chris now to ask how the questions are looking. Wow, I still see we got it. Wow, a lot of people in here.